everybody. Welcome, welcome. Oh man, what did I do with my notes? I've got to grab my notes. There is so much going on with the planets and the moon this rest of the month. It is crazy. I'm telling you. We've got several planets that are conjuncting that for the third time. And it's not a common thing for it to happen. Did I put these notes in this book? But it's not a very common thing. And we have the new moon as of today. Well, it's the 14th. So with the new moon, it actually is coming in through the 14th and into the 15th. 15th at 1 a.m. It comes in, and there's 1 something it comes in. And then, yeah, it's around for the rest of about 3 days. About 3 days. Oh, here we go. So, welcome. I'm Patty, and I'm going to talk to you about the new moon on the 14th, 15th, and then I'm going to talk about the full moon. Then we'll go into a reading. Also, I'll talk about a little bit about what's going on in between. It is a little crazy because, like I said, these energies of the planets between Mercury and Pluto, Mercury and Jupiter, and Mercury and Saturn, they are, it's their third time this year, which is not usually a common thing. So it's going to bring different kinds of energies from each planet. So we'll go through those in a minute. So when we're looking at the new moon, we got a new moon in Scorpio. And with the new moon, we've also got a sextile with Saturn and a trine with Neptune. What does that mean for you? Just pretty much transformation. Things are going to be transforming, and it's sort of going to have you be thinking of the shadow side of things. So what I mean by that is you'll be sort of like asking yourself some questions like, are you carrying any shame around with you? Are you yearning for something that your soul really, really wants? You'll be just sort of transforming your thought process, and things that are keeping you up at night. Those are things that you want to think about and how to move those things around. The planets towards the end, actually, I think the 27th or 28th, somewhere around there, you're going to be really wanting to think about what is truth and what is not truth. Because a lot of the times people look at truth as being what they want and not what they really need. So we're looking at earth truth versus spiritual truth, that kind of thing. All right. So if you get really weepy and cryy, like around this time, it's because not only do we have the full moon or the new moon in Scorpio, we also have the Mars retrograde ending. And when it's ending, it's sort of stopping, and then it's going to reverse. And when it stops, the emotions are really strong because the Mars is like really pulling. The energies when a planet is slow or stopped is extremely intense. So that is with our emotions, our deep emotions, our transformation. We're having stuff come up that maybe we don't want to, maybe those kind of things. But if we stay there for just a second in that real uncomfortable space and realize it, then we realize that transformation has to take place. It's something that we really need to be looking at deep, deep inside of us. That's our soul. It needs to come out. So this new moon is about transformation in that set. It also is a trine with Neptune. Now, Neptune's a visionary planet. So it's actually going to shift from deep, deep, deep to what are your dreams? What are your hopes? What are your goals? And these are things that you're going to want to reach forward, but you need to step back and really focus in on that shadow work or that work that you have. Because when the lunar eclipse comes in on the 30th with the full moon, then there's going to be like a really sort of kerfuffle between push me, pull me. You'll feel like a push me, pull me doll kind of thing. So again, be really, really mindful in the new moon to what is truth to the earth and what is truth to spirit. Then the divine will give you truth in what you need. Again, I'll say that. It's what you need, not what you want. Wants are a luxury. Wants are rewards. Wants are blessings. Wants are those kind of things. Needs. So looking at the truth. So you're going to have to go deep inside. Once you do that, then you're going to be able to expand and grow. And expand and grow your material, not your material, but your spiritual being. All right. So that's for the new moon on the 14th. And then we go into the rest of the month. I got a little frog in my throat or something. And through the rest of the month, we have Venus that moves on the 21st into Scorpio. And that is about action, being productive and moving forward on the 21st. The sun moves into Sagittarius on the 22nd, which is, again, that big vision, those big dreams and things like that. And as we go through the rest of the month, you can go onto an astrology channel and watch all that kind of stuff. But as you go in through the rest of the month, the key points for this month is the 27th, 28th, and the 30th. And that's because Mercury is in Pluto on the 27th, Mercury's in Jupiter on the 28th, and then Mercury is in Saturn on the 30th. On the 30th, which is our full moon, we've got not only Mercury, and also to remember, Neptune comes out of retrograde on the 28th. So that's a big one as well. So as Mercury sextiles with Jupiter, then also to Neptune ends the retrograde, which it's hard to look at things in objectivity during those days, especially that on the 28th. So on the 28th, you might not even see anything positive. It's like, psh, right. Okay. So, and then on the 30th, we've got the lunar eclipse. We've got the Mercury in sextile with Saturn, and then we have the full moon. So when we have an eclipse, things are really unsettled, unbalanced. They're really a struggle. But with the full moon, we are very awakened and aware to things that are not that are now being said, and that are not so much a dream kind of a thing. So we're aware, oh, you're blowing smoke up my butt, kind of thing. Yeah, that could really, really happen. That kind of a truth kind of thing. So then, but with the lunar eclipse, it's just like everything's sort of a kerfuffle. We don't know what's going to happen that day. The energies are so, and then you also have the Mercury and Saturn. And so you've got, with Mercury and Saturn, that's all about things that you've been holding on to through this whole month and through the previous, things that you've been holding on to that you really just want to let go. Now that energy is going to say, let it go, or let it move forward, or keep, now you're able to do that. That's what that energy of Mercury in Saturn is. Let it go. It's time. It's okay. Not a problem. So then when we get to that full moon, though, that is another thing with that. Is that also too on the full moon, we just sort of, with this full moon, because of the eclipse, we just need to sort of sit back and watch and see what happens. It's like sitting back and really not thinking too much into the future, but thinking about what is happening and just letting it happen. So that's where that is. Okay, so those are sort of just some general energies of the new moon and the full moon. But we're going to find out I'm going to pull 3 cards for the general. Now, this may resonate with you, it may not. This is a general reading. So I'm going to pull 3 cards, one for the new moon, one for the new moon, the full moon on the 30th. And then also we're going to pull a card for the energies, the overall energies from the 15th through the 30th. All right. And then I'll go into some cards as a general reading for the energies for the rest of the month. All right, let's keep going. All right, Divine, or anybody on the other side, if you are ready, I'm ready to accept any of your energies, any of your messages they might share for the collective through the rest of the month of November. Okay, who's giving me a headache? Why am I getting a headache? You're going to have to verify that, please. Last reading I had, man, I got all of a sudden, I'm not usually a physical empath, but I'm finding becoming more and more of a physical empath. That's an interesting feeling because I felt like I was nauseated and somebody hit me in the gut this last, I just did a reading here right before this. So it's very interesting. So all of a sudden I get hot flashes, yes. And I'm feeling really hot right at the moment. But I don't know, these physical empath feelings are new. So I've got a headache. So we'll see what's going on. And that was just sudden brought in after I asked for the energies. So we'll see. All right. So for the new moon energy, it would make sense. We have wide open and the number 6. And then we have, wow, 5, 6, and 7. Interesting. Then we have for the full moon energy, we have magic prayer. Now remember, that would make sense because if the magic prayer for the full moon on the 30th, and that's an eclipse, everything's are sort of unstable. But the also thing with this full moon is that, remember I said that it's about whatever you were holding on to, now is the time to let go. And those energies are going to let go. We also have towards the end of the month a possibility, and this isn't because of the Thanksgiving holiday, but the energies say that it is okay to take time to travel. However, at the last day, it's sort of like don't make big plans, don't make big decisions. So it's probably not a wise thing to say, hey, we're going to decide to whatever on the 30th and then make regret. So the last 2 weeks of this month, we have rescue. Who are we rescuing? What are we rescuing? Although rescue is about putting the past behind. And remember, the new moon is all about transformation. The new moon is about getting deep and maybe this is a rescue for yourself. Because in the very new moon, we're talking about having to work on the darker side, work on things that are keeping you up at night, work on things that are, that are more of your shadow, things that you regret, things that you might be shameful of, those kind of things. And that might be part of the new moon energy for these last 2 weeks, which would make sense. So that would make total sense. So this is an overall energy, though. The last card is an overall energy for the 2 weeks. Okay, so the first week, again, we have those wide open. You're wide open in the new moon to actually make the choice to really dig down deep to your soul, or you don't have to. But this wide open for this new moon is going to allow you to grow your spiritual self. It is about spiritual growth. This new moon is about spiritual growth. And so we want to make sure that we're taking advantage of that because that full moon is about making all that happen. We just don't want to be carrying anything into the next month that we don't need to be carrying. It's like we need to put the past in the past kind of thing. So we have the Knight of Wands. So there is something, a message coming in. There is some type of, but it's also too, the Knight of Wands could be also love. It could be a love message or a love opening. Again, a wide open opportunity. This could be a message for also to an opportunity to move forward in something new, something creative, something eventful for you, whatever that is. All right. Let's see what else there is. Oh, Well, that's going to come. That's going to come up because again, with the new moon, it's about getting rid of the past. So, or somebody might have been honest, some betrayal there. Again, somebody might have some guilt that they need to release and let go with that new moon. And actually work on that deep into the soul. Have to do that. I know there is one thing that I'm getting ready to do that I've had regret for many years, and I am excited to release that here in the next day or two because I need to make my wrongs right. So that's sort of what this is about. What is it that maybe you have done wrong or something that you felt bad about that may be making it right, transforming your spiritual self into a higher level. All right. Yeah, Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles is, again, about an offering. That's a work thing, but a financial thing, but it's also something that's not moving very fast. In fact, it's almost stopped. So if there's any advancement in your work or anything like that coming up, it's probably going to be put on hold. I just got downloaded just due to COVID or due to pandemic. And that might be just on hold. It's not anything that you've done or you're doing. It just is something that if you're going to move forward, whether that moves forward in the company, moves forward into another location, or moves forward wherever, it's actually just sort of put on hold right at the moment. Somebody's going, good. I heard. It's like, good. Somebody didn't want to move. Somebody didn't want to change, which is typical. That's human. That's very human. So, too, with the full moon, change is going to be really hard. And it is going to be hard because you're not going to be able to see with the full moon on the 30th, you're not going to be able to see the positive in a lot of things because of the way that Mercury and Jupiter are conjunct, and also the way that Mercury and Saturn are conjunct. It's like it's going to be a really hard thing. It's one saying, I'm going to look at the negative, and the other one is saying I'm going to look at the positive. So it's going to be really a push to think positive. You can, but it's going to be a push with that full moon. All right. I feel like there's something coming good for someone, but it's like a struggle. It's like, would it just get here, or would this just happen already? Yeah. So we have the Six of Swords. Somebody's going to be traveling. Oh, thank you. So this also, too, goes for the Pentacles and the traveling. So somebody does want to travel, or maybe they've already done their plans for travel. Remember I said there could be travel towards the end of the month, and that could be happening, and it's going to be sort of put on hold, and it's frustrating. And it is frustrating. I mean, this is, talking about pandemic and all that kind of stuff. It is frustrating. I mean, I'm a travel agent in the daytime, and it is frustrating because there's nothing happening. It is at a standstill again. But the thing is, too, just, if you are traveling, just make sure that you talk directly to and you have to put it on hold, or there is a hold, or they put it on hold. Make sure you talk directly to, if you don't have an in-person travel agent, talk to the airplane directly. Don't go talking to the online travel agents, because you're not going to get anywhere other than you'll never get your money back. That's why there are good travel agents like us in person. But the other thing is, too, that the airlines can do a lot more than or online travel agents. Online travel agents, you can't even find an 800 number. Whereas like me, I'm 24/7 if you need help, kind of thing. So just make sure if you're traveling and you are getting stuck, somebody's going to travel and get stuck, that you have the correct information. And I'm not tooting my own horn, but if you need help, call me. All right. So we have the 10 of Cups. The 10 of Cups is a good thing. So towards the end of the month and the whole energies of the month, this is actually the end of the month is going to end well. because remember, when we get to the 30th, we've got the eclipse trying to throw a whole kerfuffle into it because it's very unstable. But then we have Saturn there, and then we have the full moon. So it's like, okay, we're going to play with them a little bit. We're going to, make them go a little crazy, but then let's just give it to them. That's sort of the energy. We've had our fun, so now just give them their reward. That's sort of the energy of the planets. They're stinkers, aren't they? I love listening to some of the astrologers. There's a couple I've known since the 80s, and even some of them are like pulling their hairs out. What are they doing? What are the planets doing? Kind of thing. But a lot of it is they already know about it. So we have Judgment. I'm going to say this is probably still the new moon. So Judgment is about, making a decision, either earthly decision, spiritual decision, trying to figure yourself out. Did I do right? Am I doing good on this earth? Or did I really mess up, and do I need to correct it? Like you need to what do you call that? Again, make your wrongs right. There's something heavy there that you're trying to fix. You're trying to make better. You're trying to grow from. So this is the new moon energy. Again, this is your choice and your decision for the new moon to be able to decide and the way you want it to turn out. Do you want to live in regret? Do you want to live in earthly bondage kind of things? Or do you want to release that and feel good about yourself? That's what this energy is. What is it that you can go back and correct and feel better about? That's that energy. All right. All right, let's see what else. Something is really stuck in the middle of the 2 weeks. I don't know what it is, but there's like a halt. So what is this? This would be the 15th, so maybe around the 20, right before Thanksgiving, there's going to be a halt. Now, I don't know if that's travel. I don't know if, I just see that. I don't know if it's travel. I don't know if it's, because we're talking about Thanksgiving, everybody getting together, everybody wanting to share and have fun and enjoy and, commune and eat together and celebrate. But I can feel a very strong halt around the 22nd, 23rd. I don't know what that is. Okay, thank you. So they're saying also too, this energy for the next 2 weeks, it is going to be an energy that's going to be carried over to next month, but this is actually a transformation energy. So this is a rescue energy for yourself, not for you, for somebody else. You can't rescue somebody else. You can't fix somebody else. You can give them resources and ideas, but nobody can fix them but them and the divine. So this is about you. So what is it that you want to work on for these next 2 weeks? All right. All right. So we have the 4 of Cups. Sorry, I got something in my eye. 4 of Cups. Oof. Somebody's focusing on themselves, problems. They're depressed. They're not happy. They're frustrated. They're feeling disappointed, disillusioned. And, okay, thank you. I hate this part. So they're saying that nobody can make you feel any way but yourself. You allow somebody to affect your feelings. If that makes sense for somebody, I don't know who. You have the power to feel and be the emotions you want to be. Love yourself. I don't know who that's for. I got goosebumps big time for somebody. All right. Oh, cool. Cool. Awesome. I think this is going to be towards the end of the month, towards the full moon. So we have the Fool coming in, a new energy, a free spirit. Maybe this is something for somebody who's really uptight or has forgotten how to to live life and have fun. It's just I'm a workaholic. And why are we workaholics? Because we don't want to deal with some of the stuff that we have to deal with. So we work more and more so that we don't deal with ourselves, which I'm doing right now because the moons have got me like a blubbering mess. All right. But this means that somebody is going to come in, or a new energy, a new happening, something fresh, something beginning, something carefree, something that's going to make you feel really light, full of energy. It's going to be a pure, fresh, new feeling. And it's a really good feeling because there's some people that are going to celebrate with you. This is an awesome, awesome feeling. I get for somebody who's not working and that they've been waiting for their unemployment. It's that feeling that all of a sudden they get all this unemployment that they have struggled and sacrificed and cried and, went through all the trouble and the turmoil for months and months, that this person is now freed. This light spirit, this light energy is coming, and they're celebrating because they can pay their bills. They can maybe do something, one thing fun. And again, it has to be a need, not a want, because this is at the end of the month, and the full moon is about doing things in what we need and not what we want. What is true? True are needs. Wants are not so true. But that's what's going on for somebody. I don't know who that's for. And congratulations, because I know somebody who went 30 weeks with no unemployment, no income. And you know what? The divine gave them money every week in some manner or another without even having to go ask anybody for money. Now that is faith in the divine. And now that they have that chunk, they're able to pay off the bills that have accumulated, but not to mention that they, sorry, there's noise in the front of the house and I'm alone. So, but it is just an amazing feeling for them. So it's a release. Again, that free spirit, that Fool that is coming in. All right. For somebody. I don't know who that's for. All right. So let's get through the rest of the month. Let's go to Divine. Please give me the energies for the full moon, the last day. That maybe will be carried into the month of December, please. After Thanksgiving, this last day, or at least these last couple of days of the November. And why are you giving me a headache? Who's giving me a headache? Ah, yes. So we have the Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups is all about opportunities, desires of the heart, offerings. Something is going to be coming of something your way. This is also, if you believe in good luck, I believe in blessings because I'm obedient. But the thing is that, see the tombow? The tombow is the, in English, it's called a dragonfly. So, yeah. These are beautiful Japanese cards, but they're Japanese cards made in Italy, but the artist is Japanese. But the tombow is a symbol of good luck. So, and justice. Yes. Lastly, justice. So when you see the justice card with this here, whatever has been unbalanced, unfair, and what you might be going through, it doesn't have to mean something legally. It could be legally, whatever it is. Now, this is the last day towards the next the first part of December, right? Because we have a new moon, or we have a full moon on the 30th. You got to remember when these full moons come in and it's an eclipse at the same time, a lunar eclipse, then it takes a couple of days for it to shift, and move degrees forward. So you're going to know that these energies are going to be for about 3 days. So you're going to have some opportunity, something coming in that is fair. And if something was unjust during the month of November, it's going to turn, and nothing. You cannot make unfair and unjust fair, but you can actually get some conclusion to it. Or if it's not a conclusion, you'll get some closure, or you'll be able to get some relief in that sense. So that's the last day of the month going into December. So that's a really good energy. You want to leave the month in a positive note. Although for these last 2 weeks, you are really going to have to work on inner self, getting rid of the shame, the guilt, all that kind of stuff. So, and then we have the Emperor. So that is really good going into December. December, meaning that there's going to be a lot more wisdom. Probably things are going to be unfolded. For the first couple of days in December, I think we're going to get some kind of news. I don't know what that is. And that news, I don't know. I can't even feel the energy of the news. I just heard news for those first 3 days of December. So, this is coming from some authority, some upper echelon kind of thing. It could be big news. It could be little news. I just feel it's bigger news. So I don't know what that is. So there's that. All right, guys, that is actually the new moon and the full moon. I really enjoyed doing this. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I just am finishing up the readings. If you haven't seen your reading for the 16th through the 22nd, I think I have Capricorn and Taurus left, and I'll be doing those a little bit later today, and getting those done and getting ready for next week for the dailies. So I hope you enjoyed this. Please like, share, subscribe, or share with your friends, and hit the bell, and you'll be notified, because I did 2 lives today. I did one on paranormal this morning. So if you want some spooky stories or some paranormal, also if you deal with paranormal, some tools and tips on how to help you with that as well. That should be already posted on my website. So subscribe, hit the playlists, and it should be on there, I believe. I can't remember what it's under. But anyway, you'll find it. It just says look under paranormal. Paranormal Encounters is what it's called. So, yeah. Oh, Denise, you're very, very welcome. Thank you for coming. Where are you from? But I do enjoy doing these, and I hope you enjoy them. And I hope that something resonated with you, and that your signs where they are sometimes resonate with you. I really hope that you enjoyed that. So please share, like, and subscribe, and take care, and have a safe week. All right. Take care. Thanks for coming, Denise. Appreciate it.